Welcome to all of you out there, my astrology friends. Welcome to another video with me, Veerle, Astro Veerle. Let's do this video about the new moon in Leo. The full moon in Capricorn, I have that video out already. I have the August horoscope also already out. And a little bit sooner than expected, I'm going to do now this video of the new moon in Leo. And it's going to happen on the 4th of August. And it's going to be the sun and the moon together at 12 degrees of Leo. Now, this is always one of my favorite new moons, and this is why. Because a new moon in itself always is a refreshment, it's a new beginning, it's the planting of a seed. And in Leo, it's about something playful, it's about something that matters from the heart, you could say, whether it is love related, whether it is related to enjoyment, to have fun, romance, all that good, juicy stuff of life that is represented by Leo. And of course, it's a fire sign, and it's also about, you could say, spreading your good spirit around, and it's about new starts, but that will continue for quite a while. Because, first of all, this is a fixed sign, and secondly, we are going to have very soon after this a Mercury retrograde. And so on the 4th, we have this new moon. And then on the 6th, 2 days later, we have a Mercury retrograde in Virgo. But it's at 4 degrees of Virgo, and it goes backwards 3 degrees, 2 degrees, 1 degree, 0. And then it goes back into Leo as well. So this shows that this new beginning, it's a very beautiful start. It's a very enjoyable energy. And I'm not going to say but, because that sounds so negative, and we have to consider that in that area of life where we have that new moon in Leo, there's going to be things that we will revisit. We will revisit it, we will think about it, reassess it, and there's some stuff to do on that house and on that area of life that we are best going to do in a different way that we used to do it. I give you an example. If someone is having this in a 9th house, the house of studies, there could be, and especially during this time of the year in August, I don't know how it is in other countries, but like in Belgium, we have around August the time of doing an examination again. So when you failed in June, you can do it again in August. And this is typically, having the new moon there in that 9th house, a student can have that. And the Mercury retrograde represents that he or she will have to redo the stuff that they are already learned. So that's a very easy example to explain. But of course, you can do that in every area of your life. And I'll get to the 12 signs in a minute, very shortly. I'm going to say where the energy is. So very important here for this new moon is the retrograde also in Leo, at the end degrees of Leo. I mean, the new moon is at 12 degrees, so the sun and the moon together will be at 12 degrees, but that Mercury retrograde will start off in Virgo 4 degrees up until, 29 degrees of Leo, 28 degrees of Leo, and so on, up until, I think, approximately 21 degrees. I'm just going to check this. Yes, 21 degrees on the 29th of August. So it's interesting. Now, quite positive with this, well, it's actually very positive with this new moon is a sextile, which means nice energy, comfortable energy from Mars, Jupiter in Gemini. So they are working together, these two energies, the energy of the new moon in Leo, where the sun and the moon is at 12 degrees, and then the energy of Mars at 9 degrees, Jupiter roundabout, where is Jupiter? Roundabout 15 degrees of Gemini. So it's making a sextile. And Mars and Jupiter is about our doing, our actions. Mars and Jupiter is big actions, new actions, an expansion of actions, and optimism and hope and doing things with a purpose, with a sense of purpose. So this is enormously busy because it's in Gemini, but also enormously optimistic energy. Is there a but? Yes, there's a small but here. The small but is that this Mars Jupiter is squaring up to Saturn in Pisces. Nevertheless, I explain more in depth of this in the August horoscope. So I just want to focus here on this new start. And when you're viewing these videos together, it gives you really a bigger picture of what's going on there. So, what else is going on? So yes, we do have that Jupiter-Saturn square that is approximately this whole month of July. We're feeling it, and also in August. And by the way, still the promotion is going on that I'm doing a reading for that, particularly for that Jupiter square Saturn. It's called the abundance reading because there's a lot of abundance, but how you apply it and how you can do it at your best, check out the link below if you want to have a personal reading. Now, other than that, Venus is actually on regulars when all of this is going on with the new moon. So it means that when it comes to love, money, Venus on the fixed star regulars at 29 degrees of Leo, also in Leo. You see, it's a bit of a traffic jam in Leo. And so that means that we're going to be ambitious around our love, around money. We're going to be ambitious in that sense that we want to do a lot to achieve that, which is also a nice thing to do. So actually the only but is that Saturn that is demanding that we are responsible in that area of our lives where Pisces is. And but again, that was explained in the August horoscope. So let's have a look at where is that new beginning, and so I'm just going to look for that, where the new beginning is. And I find these new moons and full moons, the more strict and the sure I am, the better, because I go a little bit more into detail in the monthly horoscopes. But anyway, where is this falling in your chart? This Leo energy, and especially where in that Leo energy as well, we take into consideration that you will have to do something different. Not have to, but it's very important to do something in a new way. Okay, for Aries people, this is amazing. Especially if you have planets around 12 degrees of Aries, you're lucky. You're lucky because in the 5th house, which is a lucky house, there is this new moon at 12 degrees of Leo. So this could be a new start, a new love romance. For those of you who are single, fantastic. This could be a new child. This could be a new beginning in the life of your child. This could be a new project, a new business that you're going to start. Whatever it is, it's from the heart and it's done from the soul, you could say. And that's a lovely start. But keep in mind that something you will have to do different than you are used to. And so that could be like for instance, doing a hobby, and you are revisiting an old hobby, basically. You are doing something that you've once did when you were younger. It's as simple as that with the Mercury retrograde there as well. So very gentle energy, good for relationships for sure, and good for having fun. Have some fun, dear Aries people. Also, if you have the sun, the moon, and ascendant in Aries, do enjoy yourself. There is lots of energy available for you. Taurians, this is a bit more in the serious area. This is in your 4th house. So especially when you have planets in Taurus at 12 degrees, this could be a little bit tension there with that new moon in the 4th house. So it could mean for you that there is some new beginning that you need to do around home. So that could be not necessarily that you have to sell your home and you're buying a new one, although for some it could mean that, as simple as that. But for most of you, I don't know what's going on with the hair. I think the hairdresser, I think I need a little bit of... Anyway, sorry Taurus, but I hope you don't mind, you Taurians, you dear Taurians who are ruled by Venus and who love to talk about beauty. But anyway, the 4th house, remember? So this could mean that you have to redo something in the house. You have to redo something in the house. You have to restore it. You have to rearrange it. There's something that is not functioning so well over there. And it can be very literal, but it can also be emotional because remember, the fourth house is an emotional house. It's the house of Cancer, and it's the house of your emotional well-being. So there's a new start. Yes, absolutely. But there's a lot of shifts that you can do to do that. Gemini's third house. This is nice for you. This is nice. But remember, Mars and Jupiter in your sign. I love it. New start, new beginning. Yes, Saturn is squaring up to that, from the career or, when it comes to your public life, but, or parents. But the main thing is there is a new start in that third house, a new way of thinking, a new way of how you talk to yourself on a daily basis, a new short trip that you want to take. And maybe it's to a place that you've already been before because the Mercury goes retrograde there as well. You could start a new skill, learning a new skill. And it's something that you might have picked up in the past, and now you're picking it up again. It could be a new website that you're doing. You're redoing the old one and you're making finishing touches. The third house, if then you have your own business, is a very PR house. So you could redo that stuff there. And there is this new beginning on the 4th of August already of that third house. Your connection with siblings in the neighborhood, that could be something new. New neighbors or people that you know. In your environment, there's some changes happening there for sure. It's very social for you. It's going to be a busy, busy month for you anyways, with the retrograde as well. Cancerians, this is a focus on a new beginning of your house that is connected to money. So there could be some new beginning, a new income source, or a new way of how you deal with your money, a new way, an ending and a new beginning. It could also mean new, something new that is quite big that you're gonna buy. For instance, a car, or a tool that is very important for you, or a new television, or the second house is your assets. It's your resources. So there could be something new that you're buying. But because of the Mercury retrograde, there could be something that you have to redo and review. So make sure that when you're buying something big, that you see those small little details over there. On another level, this has to do with your confidence. So there could be, because of circumstances, there's a new way of you feeling confident about who you are and what you're doing. And that gives you that confidence. And that gives you also something that you can rely on your own values. You could be rethinking your values, though, because of some circumstances that you have to rethink your values. Are they still good for you? And if not, to adjust it there. Leo, the whole intro is for you. So watch the whole intro. This is your new beginning. And what a new beginning, because this is not just you having a new way of expressing yourself, also a new way of communicating and profiling yourself because of that Mercury retrograde. So there could be a lot of communications that you're going to redo, that you're going to do in a different way now. And but it's certainly a new start. If you were born around, those 12 degrees of Leo, if you have a birthday around that time, it's certainly a very important year with some new fresh starts for you on all bases. Relationships with the self, relationships with other people. There's something new there. There's an old identity that is dead. It's done. And there's a new identity emerging for sure. And you have that time, use that Mercury retrograde in a good way. So to profile yourself in a different way. To talk about what your boundaries are, talk about your needs, talk about your identity. Virgos, this is happening in the 12th house. Now, this is for the Virgos an interesting time to relax. A new beginning, a new way of how you relax. So you could be meditating, for instance, or you could travel far away where you have a very good, relaxing time with your loved one and doing very private stuff, you could say. The 12th house is no one can reach you. And so that's a very interesting thing, but you're going to rethink a lot. and definitely the things that were hidden in the unconscious, because the Mercury goes retrograde there. So you could be really dealing with your mind being a little bit foggy because Mercury is your ruler. More of that in a Mercury retrograde video, which I'm going to make next week. Now, but all in all, a time for you, if you can do so, to relax, to reload your batteries. And it could mean that you're going to combine work and relaxing, though, because this sextile of Mars and Jupiter is in your 10th house. But nevertheless, it's going quite smoothly for you. Librans, this is happening in your 11th house. This is lovely. This is a very sextile, beautiful energy for you. This could be a new beginning in friendship. This could be, because it's in your 11th house, a new beginning of a new goal that you're establishing. But there could be also things that you're revisiting. So it could be an old friend that comes back, especially with the Mercury retrograde. It could also be a goal that you had many, many years ago, and now you're going to accomplish that, or the start, at least, planting those seeds there. It could also mean a new beginning. If you have your own company, you've built your own company, and now you are with this new beginning in the 11th house, getting income out of that, because the 11th house is the second house of the 10th house if you have your own business. It could also mean a new circle that you are going to join, a new circle of a social circle. So with different people. And it would be very, very interesting for you to follow. Scorpios, this is important because it's the 10th house. If you've got Scorpio planets between 12 degrees, so from 10 to 15, you're going to feel this a bit of tense there. Why? Because it squares up to your sign and it's happening at the top of your chart. So if you don't work, this has to do with how you profile yourself in the world. What is the energy that you exude? Do you have positive energy towards people in general or not? And also parents, your connections with parents. So there is a new beginning there. And for others who do work, there could be some new work coming up for you, a new beginning, an ending, and a new beginning when it comes to your work. Mercury retrograde there. Certainly things that you will have to review for sure, and for the better. It might be a bit annoying in the beginning, the Mercury retrograde. You will feel it very strongly around the 16th as well, of August. But main thing is there's a new start happening and a new opportunity for you to do something when it comes to work from the heart. Sagittarians, I love this for you. I really, really love this for the Sagittarians, especially if you've got planets between 10 to 15 degrees of Sagittarius. This is going to trine your energy, which is amazing, which is fantastic. It's a trine energy, and this is all happening in the 9th house. Actually, the example I gave in the beginning of the video is for someone who's got Sagittarius rising, right? But if you have the sun and the moon in Sagittarius, there could be indeed you doing exams, and you're doing that a second time. And that would be a very good time here to revisit what you've already studied. For others, it's going to be a trip. They're going to travel. So it's a good time to travel for sure. And with the Mercury retrograde in the same house of the 9th house, it could mean that you go back to a country you already visited. On another level, the 9th house can also mean publishing. So if you're writing a book, for instance, it's the best time to end it, but to revisit it and to start it all over again, but with the editing kind of energy of, redoing to improve it. Another 9th house is your connection with the divine. There could be a new start that you feel, and with the divine, I mean, God or the universe or nature, whatever you believe in. The 9th house is connected to your belief system. So there is some sort of an ending and a new beginning when it comes to your belief system. You could, for instance, stop an old belief, like you have to work hard to earn the money. For instance, that was a belief of yours, and now you've stopped it. And you say, no, I'm going to earn the money, I'm going to work, but it's going to come to me gently, easily. That's a totally new belief. That's what's happening with the ninth house. It is such an important house because when that house shifts, your whole life shifts for the better because it's a very positive house. So use it well. The Mercury retrograde, though, could mean that a belief system that you once had when you were younger, you're picking it up again for some reason. So maybe a belief of, I rather believe in abundance than in scarcity. For instance, check out my abundance reading if that makes sense for you. But all in all, for the Sagittarians, it's lovely. It's lovely. Start something new in that ninth house, a new belief, a new trip, a new, going on a vacation. It's fantastic. Yes, the Mercury retrograde, but still. It just means that you're gonna rethink stuff or you're going back to the country you already went. Capricorns, the 8th house, this is for you a new beginning that has to do with life and that teams. So this could literally mean that there is, you could say, a transformation going on a psychological level, that there is a part of your identity that is dying, so to speak, and that you're starting a new identity. And it has to do with breaking through some fears because the 8th house is associated with fears and with tackling them. And this could really represent as well, because Mercury in the 8th house, your thoughts about life and death themes. So maybe an interest in the occult, or with the Mercury retrograde as well there, you're going back to books that you've read in the past around the occult or the metaphysical side of life. And that's that Mercury retrograde combination. But a new beginning can also mean a new beginning of an investment of that you're doing with another person, with a business partner or spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, that you invest something together, a loan that you're going to take or the end of it. So it's also a financial stuff, inheritances, taxes, all of that. That could be some new things that are going on in that specific house. Aquarians, very important for you, especially if you have planets between 10 to 15 degrees. You're going to feel this very strongly because it's in your opposite sign of other people. So let's start with the single people. The single people, you could be someone new there appears, and it's a personality that is really, really shiny and also really, really emotionally fulfilling. So there's a new start there for you in a relationship for sure. Now, if you already have one, this could mean a new level. Hopefully for you, we're leveling up and not leveling down, but hopefully, right? Of course, if this has been a relationship of yours that has been very bad, this could be the ending of it. But with the Mercury retrograde, it suggests that people can come back into your life. And I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to see an ex anymore. And of course, we have our power where we can say no and shut the door if we don't want to see them. But this is an energy of clients as well, business partners and romantic partners that can come back to you. But there's some sort of an ending and a new start. And so definitely an upgrade that is available for you people. Certainly, an upgrade in a certain relationship and a new beginning, like from being married towards now being married and having a baby, or you're living apart, but you're having a relationship, and then with the new moon, you're gonna live together, for instance. So that kind of, you could say, upgrade that you're going through. And last but not least, the Pisceans in your 6th house. This is a new start of your day-to-day life. This is a new start of your routines, your work. So for many of you, it could mean a different job, and but new routines, something that happens on a level of your health. There is a new beginning, a new start that you're doing there, and you're doing it from the heart, or a new pet. Lovely here. So there's a start and a new beginning in that area of your life. And although it's not the most important area of your life, because that is where the cardinal, or you could say the key areas of your life is the 1st, the 7th, the 4th, and the 10th house. But this house can give you an insight in doing new routines that you feel more alive by. And that's a good thing. Maybe you're saying, look, that bad habit, I'm going to stop it and I'm going to start a new habit, because it's a house of habits and routines. So there could be something that you're very, very, optimistic about, and you're going to do this, and that's fine. That's really, really good. For some of you who've been wanting to end a job and find a new one, this is a good energy, especially with that Mercury retrograde. You could be redoing something, or maybe applying for a job in the same company and doing communications around it, or just simply doing a different job and you're going back to an old job that you did in the past. Whatever it is, there's a lot of redoing in the house of your work as well. So it's a good time to look at all the processes that you're doing in your job and to change them and to shift them so that they are working more convenient, more efficient, because it's the Virgo house after all. Anyway, having said that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you will enjoy for sure the new moon in Leo, and see you next time. Bye-bye.